So I have a really strong feeling that this show could be a dark horse, and I'm pretty sure you guys know what show I'm talking about. I'm talking about the most notorious talker, uh, runs the strongest clan. Now we did see episode one. What happened in the episode? I'm not really gonna explain it. Honestly, after watching episode one, I was so amazed. I was like, oh, I should make a video on it, make a review on it. But I was like, nah, I'll just wait for this issue to conclude to give my thoughts on it. And it didn't disappoint. I was in love. I think it was an awesome episode. Like honestly, like I would do like I feel like a lot of people would do the exact same thing. Like, if they did it once, they're gonna do it again, and I just feel like it's if you remember this, if you remember a few seasons ago, there was a show um that aired. It's obviously getting a movie now, so we have to wait or something. And it was called Dominance and Shadow. And this MC really reminds me of Sid Cogano, like that very edgelord, kind of no mercy, and like he obviously is like seems like he goes to this persona, like obviously his first persona, which is his base, which is like when he's all nice and everything, but once they're talking about like betray like betraying, like once that's included, he kind of changes into a different person, like we saw in this episode. And honestly, I mean, like as a lot of people would have done, like I said, you do it one time, you're probably gonna do it again. What they did, and I didn't. It was kind of a twist that Noel was able to use some kind of skill that we never saw. It was like a truth seeker, where he can forcefully make his targets tell the truth. And in this case, we saw him use this power against Tanya. And Tanya, reveals what really happened. Like, yeah, I was with him. I think we could have won more if he let me bet. And pretty much saying, like, yeah, I was with him. Like, I'm as equally as responsible for this. And that whole thing. And then both of them get taken away. Because obviously Noel sold them to slave trader. Now, one other thing that I do want to talk about is he mentioned that there was a church. So he also mentioned that this slave trader could only buy the slaves for $6 million, because the church right now pretty much basically it's like a decree of like a limit. So like if they notice, like the IRS, like if they notice you bought something very expensive, they'll investigate you and see what did you spend. Like if you bought a car, they'll investigate like what did you spend, because it's not on your taxes or anything. So to keep Noel quiet, Noel pressured him to buy 30 mil so you can keep quiet. So I'm guessing, probably in the future, there's probably gonna be more. Like this church thing is gonna be an occurrence. Like I wouldn't be surprised if later in the episode, cause it ended with him saying like, I'll rebuild Blue, his clan from by himself pretty much. And honestly, like, if I thought by the end of this episode he might have been like, okay, you buy these slaves for 30 mil, and now look into the church situation. I thought he was gonna say that, but honestly thinking, it was good because there was no way the church is way too big. It's not one person. So there's a problem with that. So he's smart in I guess not doing that. But I wouldn't be surprised if after he revealed his clan, he's hired to deal with this, I guess, this church issue. And some things I wanted to know that might occur in the future. So the slave trader does mention he is a family, like a family of slave traders or whatever, and he offers Noel a position, and Noel says no. So I just wonder if this whole family of slave traders or is gonna show up in the future episodes. Another thing that I wanted to speak up was the key vigil. So we see obviously Noel with his gun, whatever, but in the background we see the guy in giant blue armor, and then he has a mask and axe. And then in episode 1 and 2, who else has the same armor and the same axe? And is that height? Walter. But the problem is that, so I thought Walter would be like, yeah, okay, I have nothing to lose, let's rebuild it together, me and you. But he was like, no, I'm gonna quit, go be something else. So, I do wonder who's really behind the mask. Like, did Noel really, cause like, I could see like, where Noel, like I could see him like probably in the next few episodes, like where he goes and he tries to find like his teammate, like Walter, like big strong brawn guy, all brawn, all muscle but no brain person like Walter. And maybe I feel like, obviously Noel found him, and like I guess I feel like there's two possibilities. So one, it could be someone else, wearing the mask, keeping their identity, whatever. But the other thing is that maybe it's a situation where, like, yeah, we saw Walter kind of, say he's gonna leave, but what if it's a situation where, like, he comes back and says, like, no, I'm not Walter, my name is, like, assuming a different identity, and then, he, I guess from there on, he kind of pledges, even though I feel like for Noel, like, not to notice, but he not to, like, for it to be an open secret. I feel like for him to, like, assume a new identity, I feel like when he approached Noel, he probably approached him with the mask on and the armor and the axe, and like, oh, I'm here for the opening or whatever. So it might be still Walter, but assuming a different identity. It might be that kind of situation. But either way, I think this show is something special. Also, a few things that before I end this video. So one, I said, in this episode, he showcased a power that he used. It was like the truth seeker, where he forcefully makes his target tells the truth, like he did with Tanya. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that. And one last thing. So, maybe in the future it'll be revealed, but I feel like, it's inevitable that we see these two again, maybe as like slave, like bodyguards or something. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lloyd and Tanya again, maybe not as their usual self, but maybe as like bodyguard or like, puppets. But I feel like we'll see them again. Like this wasn't the last time. Is what I'm saying. Like maybe I could see him like somehow, because we know usually when there's a church in anime, they're usually like up to their like front is really good, but like they do like very evil stuff behind the scenes. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Noel and Walter are like facing the church and like one of the bad guys, and then as their last line of defense, he deploys his two bodyguard slaves, Lloyd and Tanya, but they're like undead, I guess. Like they're conscious, but they're not in control of their body, kind of situation. So like a zombie, I guess. But yeah, overall, I really liked this show. The first two episodes was amazing, and I can't wait to watch more episodes because right now it was just episode 2. So I can't wait for next week, and just really I've a lot of hope for this show. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.